Good morning to all. My name is Hina Saunur from Physics Department. I am going to explain solid state physics sub-unit. Specific heat of the solid. Specific heat of a solid can be defined as the quantity of the heat given to the substance to rise the temperature of the 1 kg of the substance to the 1 degree Kelvin. And mathematically it can be written as C. It denoted as C is equals to dq divided by dt, where dq is the amount of the heat added to the substance to rise the temperature from T to T plus dt. That is, take a substance 1 kg of the substance, then how much of the heat is given to the system so that its temperature rises to about 1 degree Kelvin, then that heat is nothing but the specific heat of a solid. Okay, and this heat is different under different conditions. If the system is there and system is maintaining at the constant pressure, when heat is given to the system and it undergoes the change in the volume and the pressure should be constant, then it increases the one temperature to the 1 degree Kelvin with the constant pressure, then it is called the specific heat at constant pressure, Cp. And specific heat at constant volume, Cv, can be Cv is nothing but the quantity of the heat given to the substance to rise the temperature of the 1 kg of the substance through the 1 degree Kelvin at constant volume. Volume should constant. In that system, the volume should be constant. That is called a specific heat at constant volume, Cv. Okay, we know that from the first law of thermodynamics, whatever the heat added to the any systems is take part in the change in the internal energy of the system and plus does some work on the systems. Okay, the total amount of the energy given to the any system is equals to the change in the internal energy plus the some does some work on the system, and that can be written as dq is equals to du plus dw, where if in the system it is against the constant pressure it is expanding, then there is a change in the volume, then dw can be written as p into dv, where this equation can be written as dq is equals to du plus p into dv, where du is the internal energy of the system and dw is the work done on the system. Okay, I told you that the cv is nothing but in mathematically it is represented by dq by dt at constant volume. Cp is equals to dq by dt at constant pressure. Mathematically it can be written in this way. Okay, it is different for a different state of the any state. For the gaseous, the Cp is different from the Cv. The values of the specific heat at constant pressure and the specific heat at constant volume are different from each other for the gases. But in case of the solids, what happens, there is a small change in the volume takes place in case of the solid. For that, the Cp is almost same as the Cv. In fact, Cp is 3 to 5% higher than the Cv in case of the solids, and most of the heat supplies will increase the internal energy. Atoms will undergo a vibration about their mean position, or if the solid is containing the free electrons, then the free electrons take the heat and get thermally excited to the higher energy state. Therefore, the specific heat of a solid may be expressed as C of solid is equals to C lattice plus C electrons. Okay, specific heat of solid is equals to specific heat of lattice plus specific heat of electrons. Generally, the heat capacity in general, the all looking on this all condition, generally it is given as heat capacity, which is defined as heat required to rise the temperature of the complete mass of the solids through the 1 degree Celsius. Okay, and looking on this, the experimental facts are there. That is, heat capacity of the most of the solids, all the solids at room temperature, all the solids at room temperature, included solids as metals or insulators, all these solids at room temperature is equivalent to the heat capacity value is equivalent to 3 into n kb, where n is the number of the atoms in the solid and kb is a Boltzmann's constant, and 1 moles of the substance heat capacity is a 3 into Na kb, where Na is a Avogadro number and kb is a Boltzmann's constant. At very low temperature, this is at normal room temperature, the heat capacity of the most of the all solids are the 3 into n kb. Okay, at lower temperature the heat capacity decreases rapidly. It follows a T3 law. According to the T3 law, for the insulator or the metals, the T3 law state that atomic heat is directly proportional to the cube of the absolute temperature. Okay, the atomic heat is equivalent to the cube of the absolute temperature. In magnetic solids, heat capacity increases near the Curie temperature when magnetic momentum becomes odd. Next point is take a classical theories of the specific heat. In that, in a crystalline solids are arranged in a particular lattice sites, means the atoms are situated in a particular lattice point, and the structure of this solids is appears in this way, and each atoms are vibrated about their mean position. Each behaves as a 3-dimension harmonic oscillator, means if the atoms is taken, then it will vibrated in a 3-dimension independent of the one another. That is, if the solids containing the n number of the atoms, then n vibrating atoms are there. If the n vibrating atoms are there, means each atoms will be vibrated about their mean position, and which is independent of the one another, and n number of the atoms having a n vibrating atoms. Hence 3n independent 3-dimensional harmonic oscillators. According to the principle of the equipartition theorem, we know that the total vibrational energy means the atoms having the 3n independent 3-dimensional harmonic oscillators, and it is having it is vibrated with harmonic oscillators of a mass m with angular frequency omega. Then the total vibrational energy, total potential energy is given by V is equals to half into 2m omega square into y square, the total vibrational energy. Then the total vibrational energy is equals to, energy is nothing but kinetic energy plus potential energy. Kinetic energy is equals to half into m into v square, that is written as half into, if you divide in another m, multiply and divide, then m square into divided by m into v square, that is m into v can be written as momentum p is equals to m into v. Kinetic energy is equals to p square divided by 2m. Then the energy is equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Then total energy is equals to p square divided by 2m plus potential energy. We know that the potential energy p square by 2m, total energy is equals to potential energy p square by 2m plus kinetic energy p square by 2m plus potential energy half m omega square y square. Okay, a molar heat capacity. What is that molar heat capacity? That is amount of the heat needed to rise the temperature of the 1 moles of the substance by the 1 Kelvin. Okay, that is Cv is equals to dou by dou T into 1 moles of the substance, that is 3 into Na kBT. That is 3. If you differentiation with respect to T, we will get the 3 into Na kB. Na is a Avogadro number, kB is a Boltzmann's constant, and these two multiply, we will get the R, that is gas constant, that is R is equals to Na into kB, that is R 8.314 joules per moles per Kelvin. Cv is equals to 3 into this Na kB can be written as R, that is equals to 3 into 8.314. That is Cv and value is 24.9 joules per moles per Kelvin. Thus, according to the classical theory, the molar heat capacity of all solids is constant, and it is which is independent of the temperature, temperature and frequency, and this is nothing but the Dulong's Petit's law. Okay, what is this Dulong's Dulong's Petit's said that according to the classical theory, the molar heat capacity of all the solids is constant and it is independent of the temperature and the frequency, and this is good agreement with the observed heat capacity of solids including metals at high temperature. But this Dulong's Petit's law, or it is specific theories of the specific heat of a classical theory, is explained only on the high temperature. It is fails to explain at a lower temperature. At low temperature, if you take at low temperature, all the solids of metals at room temperature, it is the CV value, that is a specific heat at constant volume, is given by 24.9 joules per moles per Kelvin. As temperature is decreases, as a very low temperature, the CV is also decreases. At very low temperatures, it approaches to the zero. Temperature is tending to 0 Kelvin, the CV is also approaches to 0. As the CV temperature is decreases, the specific heat of volume is also decreases, and it is fails. The classical theory fails completely at very low temperature. Now, what is to explain the specific heat at low temperature? The classical theory will fails